टॉपिक में हमने डिस्कस किया था कि व्हाट आर आइजन वैल्यूज़ एंड व्हाट आर आइजन वेक्टर्स एंड व्हाट्स देयर सिग्निफिकेंस इन वेव्स एंड ऑसिलेशन। और हमने ये डिस्कस किया था कि अगर हम एक आइजन वैल्यू इक्वेशन लिखते हैं किसी भी कपल्ड सिस्टम के लिए और अगर हम आइजन वैल्यूज़ फाइंड कर लेते हैं देन दीज वैल्यूज़ वुड बी दी वैल्यूज़ फॉर दी फ्रीक्वेंसीज ऑफ द नॉर्मल मोड्स ऑफ वाइब्रेशन। तो ये अगर हम आइजन वैल्यूज़ को फाइंड कर लेते हैं तो ये हमारी फ्रीक्वेंसीज होंगी नॉर्मल मोड्स की। और अगर हम आइजन वेक्टर्स हम फाइंड करते हैं तो आइजन वेक्टर्स विल शो अस दी शेप ऑफ दीज नॉर्मल मोड्स। तो जो हमने पहले डिस्कस किया है जो केस कपल पेंडुलम का उसी को हम दोबारा हम डिस्कस करते हैं। सो दीज आर द टू आइडेंटिकल simple pendulum which are coupled by a common spring of stiffness S. We have denoted the displacement of one pendulum with small x and the displacement of second pendulum with small y. इस coupled pendulum system के लिए हम अब equations लिखते हैं जैसे ही हमने पहले लिखी थी उन्हीं को मैं इक्वेशंस को दोबारा लिखता हूँ। सो आई विल राइट वन इक्वेशन इन द फॉर्म ऑफ एक्स डिस्प्लेसमेंट एम एक्स डबल डॉट प्लस एम जी एक्स बाई एल प्लस एस इंटू एक्स माइनस वाई इक्वल्स 0 and I will write second equation my double dot plus mg y by l minus s into x minus y. So I can label these equations as equation 1 and equation 2. Okay, if the pendulum starts from the rest, then we may assume the solution of this equation as x equals a e to the power iota omega t, and we can assume the solution of the second equation as b e to the power iota omega t. So where a and b are the displacement amplitudes of x and y at the frequency omega. Using these solutions in our equation 1 and 2, so we will get, if these are the solution, so these should satisfy our equation 1 and 2. So I am putting the values of x and y in equation 1 and 2. So I will take the second derivative of x to find the values of the x double dot, and I will take the second derivative of y to find the value of the y double dot and then put in this equation. So I will reach at my result. So I am on writing the result. आप लोग जो intermediate steps है उसको कीजिएगा. Minus m, so I will get minus m omega square a plus mg by l into a plus s into a minus b. Okay, I have taken e to the power iota omega t as common, and that's equal to 0. So I can label this equation as equation 3. Okay, and I can also write the second equation minus m omega square b plus mg by l into b minus s into a minus b, and equals 0, and that's my equation number 4. Okay, if I will add these two equations, that is equation 3 and 4, so I will get, so the sum of equation 3 and equation 4 gives us, so their sum would be a plus b minus m omega square plus mg by L, that's equal to 0. I label it equation 5. Okay, this equation is satisfied when omega square equals g by L. If we will put omega square equals g by L, then this equation is satisfied, and we know that this is the frequency of our first normal mode. Okay, and similarly, if I will take difference of equation 3 and 4, so if I will subtract one equation from the another, then I will get a minus b minus m omega square plus mg by L plus 2s by m equals 0. I label it as equation 6. So equation 6 would be satisfied if I put omega square equals g by L plus 2s by m. If I will put this value in equation 6, then this equation is satisfied. So we know that this is the frequency of our second mode of vibration. Okay, so also if I put the value of omega square, if I put the value of omega square equal g by L in equation 6, I will get A equals B. I know that this is our in phase mode. Similarly, if I will put omega square equals g by L plus 2s over m in my equation 5, okay, then I will get A equals minus B, and we know that this is our antiphase mode. स्टूडेंट्स, ये तो एक मेथड था कि हम अपनी दोनों इक्वेशंस को साइमल्टेनियसली सॉल्व करके हम फ्रीक्वेंसीज की वैल्यूज़ हमने फाइंड की, और हमने फ्रीक्वेंसीज फाइंड की, और हमने अपने नॉर्मल मोड्स ऑफ वाइब्रेशन वो किस तरह की होंगे वो हमने फाइंड किया. तो लेकिन अगर हम इसको एक आइजन वैल्यू इक्वेशन की फॉर्म में लिख लें तो इस तरह से भी हम सेम रिज़ल्ट हासिल कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, तो आइजन वैल्यू इक्वेशन की फॉर्म में लिखने के लिए मैं थोड़ा सा इन इक्वेशंस को रीअरेंज करूँगा. सो डिवाइडिंग equation 3 and equation 4 by m e to the power iota omega t. So in this way we will get, if I will divide both my equation 3 and equation 4 with m e to the power iota omega t. So I will divide iota, so e to the power iota omega t कैंसिल हो जाएगा और यहाँ से m कैंसिल हो जाएगा. So I will get my result as minus omega square A plus G by L into A plus S by M A minus B equals 0, and I will get minus omega square B plus G by L into B minus S by M into A minus B equals 0. So if I will put omega naught square equals G by L and omega S square equals S by M in my above two equation. Okay, if I replace G by L by omega naught square and S by M by omega S square, then I will get minus omega square A plus, next is G by L, so I will replace this G by L by omega naught square into A plus there is S by M, so I will replace this S by M by omega S square into A minus B equals 0. Similarly, for the second equation, I will replace G by L by omega naught square and S by M by omega S square. So I will get minus omega square B plus omega naught square B minus omega S square to A minus B equals 0. So I will rearrange these two equations. So rearranging above equations, we get, so we will get, so I am rearranging. Okay, I can label these two equations. I label one equation as equation, so I can label one equation as equation 7 and equation 8. So I will rearrange equation 7. So if I will rearrange equation 7, I will get, so I will get omega naught square A. Okay, this minus omega square I will transfer to other side of equation. Okay, omega, so I have this term omega naught square A plus I will multiply omega S square with the bracket, so I will get omega S square A minus omega S square B, and I will transfer this to the other side of the equation, so it would be omega square A. Okay, I further solve this equation, so I take A common from the first two elements, so it would be omega naught square plus omega S square into A minus omega S square into B, which is equal to omega square A, and I label this equation as equation 9. Similarly, I will rearrange my equation 8. So if I will rearrange my equation 8, I will get omega naught square p minus omega s square a plus omega s square p will be equal to omega square p. So from this equation I will take b common from the first and this last element. So I will get omega naught square plus omega s square into p minus omega s square a equals omega square p. So I can label this equation as equation 10. Okay, I can write the equation 9 and 10 in the matrix form. Okay, I will make a matrix of these two equations. So I will get omega naught square plus omega s square minus omega s square, okay, minus omega s square and omega naught square plus omega s square. So that's my first matrix, and A into B, that's my column vector matrix, equals to omega square A B. Okay, I label this equation as equation 11. Okay, this equation is of the same form which we studied in our last topic. Okay, that was we had a matrix A dot V equals to lambda dot V. Okay, so if here this is our matrix A, then that's my column matrix is my matrix I label is V, and lambda corresponds to the omega square, and then I have again matrix V. So this is my eigenvalue equation, and if I will solve this eigenvalue equation and find the values of the omega, which would be the eigenvalues, so I will be able to find the frequencies of my normal modes of vibration. This is called eigenvalue equation. The value of omega square for which non-zero solution exists are called eigenvalues of the matrix. The column vector which corresponds and it has the components A and B is an eigenvector of the matrix. So I can also write equation 9 in the following form. Equation 9 can also be written in the form as below. So I will only rearrange this equation 11. Sorry, it's equation 11. Okay, so it would be omega naught square plus omega s square minus omega square minus omega s square minus omega s square omega naught square plus omega s square minus omega square. That's my first matrix, and matrix AB equals 0. I label this equation as equation 12. Okay, equation 12 will have a non-zero solution if and only if the determinant of the matrix is equal to 0. So if I will find the determinant of this matrix, I will multiply the diagonal elements. So I will get in this case, so if I will multiply these two, so I will get omega naught square plus omega s square minus omega rest square and minus omega s power 4 equals 0. Okay, so if I will solve this equation, so I will get omega naught square plus omega s square minus omega square equals to plus minus omega s square. So which means that we have two values of omega 1. We will get two values of omega 1. Omega 1 square equals omega naught square and omega 2 square equals omega naught square plus 2 omega s square. And these are the same frequencies which we got before. We know that omega 1 square, we know that omega naught square is equal to g by l, and omega 2 square equals to omega naught square is g by l plus 2 omega s square. We know we have supposed that it's 2s by m. Okay, if we put these values of omega 1 square and omega 2 square in our matrix equation 12 or matrix equation 11, so we will get A equals B. Okay, if we will put these value A equals to B, or if we will put the second frequency, then we will get A equals minus B. So A equal B, we know that that's the shape of our in phase mode, and A equals minus B is our anti-phase mode. स्टूडेंट्स, जैसा कि आपने देखा कि हम अपनी कपल्ड पेंडुलम के सिस्टम को हमने उसकी इक्वेशन लिखी है और उसको हम साइमल्टेनियसली भी सॉल्व कर सकते हैं, या हम उसको आइजन वैल्यू इक्वेशन की फॉर्म में लिख के और उस तरह से भी सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. तो दोनों तरह से हमें सेम रिज़ल्ट मिलेगा. तो ये आप पे डिपेंड करता है कि आप इसको आइदर यू सॉल्व इट in the form of eigenvalues, or you solve it by any other method, or simultaneous, you find the simultaneous solution of these two equations.